Good evening and greetings to all. My name is Student Minister Tracy Muhammad. I'm the local representative to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Nation of Islam, located here at Muhammad Mosque number 24 in Richmond, Virginia. I'll be your host tonight. We're very excited to be back with you post 10-10-15, the 20th anniversary of the Million Man March, Justice or Else. We have a very exciting, informative program for you tonight, and we want all of our listening and viewing members throughout Richmond and Henrico and Chesterfield to feel free at any time to call in, to jump in and chime in and speak on the various topics that we're going to be talking about tonight. We have a very honored guest with us this evening, a man who is no stranger to the struggle of liberation for Black and oppressed people throughout Virginia and actually throughout the world. He's my friend, my brother, my comrade in the struggle. And we're going to be hearing from him as I ask him various questions and ask him to give us and the community an update on the events leading up to October 10th, 2016, and to also give us a post 10-10-15 update, the goings on and happenings and action items, the things that have been accomplished throughout Richmond and the community, so that you and I and all of us will be well informed about what's going on and the next steps forward, or the post 10-10, what now, what next, and the way forward as given to us by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So without further delay, I want to welcome my esteemed guest, the Reverend Charles Shannon. Brother, how you doing?
I'm fine, Minister Tracy. God bless you. Good to see you again, sir.
Thank you for being with us tonight. And as I just laid out, we're going to be talking about several things tonight.
Okay.
And I just want to first of all let the audience know how honored and humbled I am for you accepting our invitation to come on tonight and to talk to the community from your personal perspective, what you witnessed, what you saw in Washington on 10-10-15, the work that led up to the march,
yes,
the
sir.
Great success that you and I and those who were there know it was, and also to inform us of things that are going on and what the community can look forward to in the future as it relates to our struggle for liberation. So let's get started.
All right.
And why don't you just take a minute and let the audience know who you are and your labor here in Richmond.
Right. Thank you, Minister Tracy. Charles Shannon, as I've already been noted, pastor of the Mount Level Baptist Church in Amelia, Virginia, 24 years in counting.
Okay.
First pastorate and the sixth pastor in the church history of 142 years.
Wow.
And so the Creator's been doing something divine in Amelia at Mount Level as well. Mm-hmm. Also, I'm the president and CEO of Faith Leaders Moving Forward,
okay,
as well as the chair of the State and Local Organizing Committee of Justice or Else, which I'm one of your team members.
Yes, sir.
Along with J.J. Minor and Charles Willis. I want to thank you. It was in June that you extended the invitation for us to go up to a private meeting to meet the Minister Farrakhan. And from there, he gave us instructions, and we are well on our way. We've had several events, and we'll be getting into those in a moment.
Okay.
That we've achieved. Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, you and myself and thousands
Yes, sir.
Traveled from all points throughout America to be with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan on October 10th, 2015. Why don't you tell us a little bit of the work that went into going to the Million Man March 20th anniversary?
Yes, sir. One of the things we did was we established our meeting place over at New Life Deliverance Tabernacle, Reverend Winfrey's church. We had meetings on a weekly basis, and we had several volunteers. All of this has been volunteering work. And we've had persons, even some young people, to come into our meetings and using the manual that the minister passed down to us, and I'll just remove this sticky, the local organizing, mobilization, and organization manual. This was our guide, our template for us having our meetings. We've recorded most of them. I want to thank Brother Keel for making those available. And we kept our minutes. And one of the things that we achieved was to begin to come together across faith lines. This is an ecumenical effort that the minister has asked us to embrace. And thank God with your help and others, we have set aside, some of us are various sects of Islam, some of us are various sects of Christianity, Hebrew Israelites. And what we're saying at this time is a critical time that we embrace justice for all now, starting with ourselves, which means that I need to look in my mirror, am I treating you right, brother? Am I treating my brothers and sisters right? And expect that in the change, or else. Yes, sir. And so another thing that we've done is we've had several town hall meetings. We had a town hall meeting at over at Southside, the Royal Manchester Center. Then we had one at Mosley Court, Ken's folks' house. Then we had about 80 clergy from at the Baptist General Convention's headquarters here in Richmond. We had about 80 clergy, had a nice luncheon to expose what we're trying to do. Again, this is an ecumenical effort. I will continue to reiterate that so that we understand we're not asking anyone to change their faith.
Right.
However you know the Creator, we're saying let's live by those principles that you say and we say that our God would have us to live by. And then we had another town hall meeting at VCU, then at Virginia Union. In a little while, we'll be going Virginia Union,
back.
NAACP students chapter. They called you and asked us to come back. And we'll be talking more about that. It'll be on the end of this month. Yes, sir.
The youth, I was very encouraged to receive that phone call a couple of days ago. One of the things that the minister was really appealing to was our young people.
Yeah.
And he even said in one of the issues of the Final Call newspaper, the spirit of activism among our young people on the college campuses, throughout the communities, the neighborhoods, throughout America. There's a spirit moving among our young people where they're not just sitting on the side. They're actually wanting to be full participants and take their part and their place in this struggle for liberation for our people. I want to ask you, you were on the mall along with, I would say, conservatively, at least 1 million other people.
Absolutely, that's being conservative. Yes, sir.
Can you tell and share with the audience the spirit that you felt on the mall that day?
Thank you. Yes, I would say it was so peaceful. The scripture teaches, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. And as I traveled on on the mall, I saw persons who were in wheelchairs and walkers. They had loved ones that were ushering them along the way. We heard babies crying. We saw black, white, Hispanic persons using their own, having on their own gear, whether it was a fraternal order or their church or denomination. But everybody was focused, and it was very similar, Brother Minister, to the Million Man March in 1995, which was
20 years
predominantly black males at that point. And it is, to even think about it now and listening to, responding to you, it's so refreshing to be able to have firsthand information that we are peaceful people.
Yes.
And when we have the proper guidance from Minister Louis Farrakhan and each one another, we are able to achieve great before the Creator. And that's what our message is in Richmond community. Let's come together as brothers and sisters in Christ, regardless to our differences, and focus on our commonalities. We all need to eat. We all need jobs. We all need a roof over our head, and so forth and so on.
It's funny you mentioned in Christ, not funny, but just ironic, because one of the themes coming from the Justice or Else platform was that we were going to be practicing economic withdrawal. Many persons asked the question, well, what do you all hope to accomplish leading up to and following 10-10-15? And you mentioned Christ. One of the things that the minister, one of the sub-themes that he gave us was during the Christmas and the holiday season was up with Jesus, down with Santa. And some people were kind of whimsical about, well, what do you all mean by that? Could you take a moment and expound on that?
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. As we study our history, we understand that the powers that be, the elite who represent within the 5%, those who understand the laws of cause and effect, they know that in order for them to continue to be on top, they must infiltrate whatever it is that God asks or instructs his people to do, which we should lift up Jesus. So what they have done is infiltrated Christmas and commercialized it. And we have several of our people of all walks of life who, in many cases, without the proper consideration to their financial status, spend, and continue to make the elite rich. And what we have done was, and successfully, and we give all praise to God for this, is that we have said, okay, let's have a town hall meeting, let's have some rallies across the country. This is not just in Richmond.
True.
Across the country. Black folk are waking up and white folk are waking up. Hispanics are waking up. We are seeing that, you know what?
Resurrection.
We are saying, you know what? Let's stop fighting fighting against one another, and so let's pool our resources. So that's what Up with Jesus and Down with Sandals are. It's a big lie. That's what it's a bald face. That's a fairy tale. It's a figment of our imagination. And so what we know is that when we the main pillar. One of the main pillars in a nation, a community, a household is economics. And what we're saying is, history shows that we will never have somebody else to give all the jobs to us we need.
It's true.
Black economics means that, listen, we need to stand strong and be very selective in our spending. And what we said was, buy black. And so what we've been doing is lifting up black entrepreneurs. Must they have high quality service, high quality black, product. We're not talking about just buying black, just be buying
Just
black.
to be buying
Yes,
black,
sir.
right. One of the things, and for those of you who are at home, our call-in number, and actually we have a caller calling in right now. Let's, caller, you're on.
Yes, sir. Could you tell me what the next step is for the community since the march?
Yes, ma'am. We're gonna, well, Reverend Shannon, I had that on my list.
Let's go ahead and jump in.
We're going to talk about the way forward and next steps. Reverend Shannon, why don't you go ahead and
All right.
take a swing at it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, caller.
Yes. The most immediate opportunity to join ranks with us is on tomorrow at from 6 to 8 p.m. We are having a State of Community Action Summit at Dr. Darrell Husband's church, Mount Olivet Church. That is 1223 North 25th Street. And we'll have persons from various what I would call social activist groups, all along with the Greater Richmond Local Organizing Committee, and I'm making reference to this, my phone here, to look at the flyer, as well as
And we're going to talk about each one of these organizations.
yes, sir. Have a heart for the homeless, United Communities Against Crime, Richmond Tenant Organization, C.A.V.E, Coaches Against Violence Everywhere, Mothers Against Violence, and James River Metropolitan Chapter SCLC. That's tomorrow from 6 to 8. It's open to the public, no charge. And that's the next event we got coming up.
On tomorrow night from 6 to 8.
Yes, sir.
And one of the beautiful things about tomorrow night is that our brother, one of our co-executive committee members, Brother J.J. Minor, has been very instrumental working behind the scenes to bring together these various groups and organizations with the express purpose of seeing what we can do to come into a room with anyone of like mind who is concerned about the wanton violence and crime that is plaguing our community. So we want to give our brother J.J. Minor a big shout out. And also, I had not mentioned it yet, but possibly tonight we're going to be joined by another co-executive board member, Brother Charles Willis, and one of the groups that is going to be joining us on tomorrow night who are active participants in the community, the group that you had just mentioned, Mothers Against Violence, or MAVE. And I was blessed a few weeks ago to participate in their first rally, their first community rally, by which they had nearly, if not over 200 people on a Sunday afternoon. So they've gotten off to a great start, and we're looking forward to the work that God is going to bless them to do in the community, because you and I know that anytime our hearts and our minds are in the right place and our intention is to do something for the upliftment of our people, that God is with us.
That's exactly right.
And so we're looking forward to working with them in the future. And it's beautiful. I tell people all the time, and the minister touched on this during the march and after the march, that what you saw on the mall that day, none of us can take credit for that.
That's right.
To God be the glory.
Absolutely.
Or as we say in Islam, alhamdulillah, all praise is due to Allah, all praise is due to God. But I've personally bearing witness that God is moving throughout this country.
Yes.
And you can see our people. There's a certain spirit moving among our people that transcends the leadership. But it is the hand of God that is moving and prodding our people towards liberation, towards justice. So we're excited about tomorrow night. I want you to touch on some of the things that have happened since we've been back from Washington on 10/10/15. We know that a couple of weeks ago, there was a Buy Black Expo that took place on January 16th at the Royal Manchester Center. And I want you to just tell and share with the community some of what took place at the Black Expo that day.
Yes, and we do want to thank Sister Quadira Muhammad for
and
MGT for putting this opportunity before us, and it was well supported. We had vendors. We have vendors from around the city coming.
Caller, you're on.
Hi. I just wanted to know if you had a lot of young men at the Million Man March at the, the anniversary.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Because I just want them to know that they need to wake up and, stop doing all this crime and killing each other, because it's not doing us any good either. We're complaining about them killing us, but we're killing each other.
Good point.
And I was wondering how many were there.
Well, I'll give a personal testimony, and then I'll let Reverend Shannon chime in. I remember my wife and my children and I getting up that morning, heading to the mall, and we took the train. And I remember getting in the train station and going down the steps and seeing hundreds of young black college students. And what was so beautiful about it was that I saw students with Hampton gear on, Bethune-Cookman,
yes,
Howard University, Morgan State University, And of course, we took a delegation of young black students from Virginia Union, some from Virginia State. So to answer your question, there were tens, if not hundreds of thousands, black youth, both male and female, on the mall that day. Reverend Shannon?
Yes, and I concur. And one of the things that I also hear in our sister's question is looking for some resolve, because we actually are our worst enemy. And I'm making reference to the concept phrased under the Willie Lynch motif, for lack of better words. And sister, I just want to encourage you to know that there are a lot of conscious, well-reared black youth, including black males, in our communities. Mainstream media will not, it's by intention, portray them. I was at the police academy on yesterday with about 80 clergy from the city, and Chief Durham made a splendid presentation. The point that I'm making is one of my colleagues brought up a valuable point, sister, and Minister Tracy, and that is many of our efforts are focused on those in our community in particular who need direct hands-on love from black men. Many of our young boys are yet to have consistent exposure to what a black man looks like. And I'm not putting none of my brothers down, but we all know we got a hustle zone, and the system is designed that they can't live in their home if the person is getting welfare. All that's by design. But the point that I'm making, and then I'll stop, pause, is that this sister was saying, you know, I got a young man who's making straight A's, but he needs a mentor. And we really don't have our efforts set up enough yet to catch those that are already achieving, so that they won't lower their standards by those who are yet to achieve or aspire to achieve like they could. And so it's almost like the bad apples are getting most of the attention. And I say that with great humility. Now, again, it's not trying to be condemning. It's just a matter of us coming to the L.O.C. meetings. And I just want to plug this now, Mr. Tracy. We're currently having coming back to the other caller, we're currently having our L.O.C. meetings at Second Baptist Church in the West End on the second and fourth Tuesday of each month. And it's no charge. We come on in, we're having a meeting in the hour, in most cases an hour to hour and 15 minutes, but we will be out of Second Baptist by 8:30. So we invite all to come and bring out, and as I pause here, Minister Tracy, that's what I'm hoping, that we would even get momentum from tomorrow. With all of these various divine efforts, we're energized, we're passionate, we're emotional. That has its place. But what we're going to need to do is continue to organize and mobilize, focus on the goals, particularly what this call is asking us to do, is the way I'm processing the fullness of what she's asking. Let's get the rest of our young people.
Caller, did you have a follow-up question?
No, he talked, and I did realize that a lot of times what the good is that young people are doing is not on the front page. Yeah, I realize that, but you did answer my question. Thank you.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you for calling.
Reverend Shannon, one of the things that the Honorable Louis Farrakhan talked about on the mall, actually before 10/10/15, speaking at various cities throughout America before the actual march, was that he was calling for 10,000 fearless men and women to join him throughout America. Could you talk to the community about what the minister envisioned with those 10,000 fearless? Because when he said it in Miami that night, some tried to take his words out of context but could you share with the listening audience?
Thank you, sir. What I understand the minister is asking us to, Minister Louis Farrakhan, is asking all of us to do, regardless to our race, creed, or color, is come together, and these are my words now, as I understand them.
Let's
Be
take
willing
this
to
call.
All right, we'll come back to that.
Caller, you're on.
Hi, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
This is Sister Denise.
Yes,
this
ma'am.
call is about the march that we had. It was awesome. And it would be good to have another march. And I understand, I hear Mr. Shannon. Hello, my brother.
How you doing,
speaking
sister?
about the L.O.C.
Yes.
I want to speak about us building this new mosque that we're going to need here in Richmond.
Sister
I want
Denise.
us to expand.
Sister Denise.
Okay, yes.
You and I are going to talk about that, okay? Tonight we want to talk about the march and the things that are going on in the community, the action items that are going on throughout the city, so that the listening and viewing audience will know what they can do, the who, what, when, where, when we meet, some of the things that they may want to be a part of. So, what do you have a question about? Some of the activity going on?
I have a few suggestions that maybe we could start to come together to put things together for the young adults to start coming together as one, so we can kind of cut down on all this crime that we have against one another. That's what I would like to get with you all with, you and Minister Shannon, because I believe as one that we could do this. The young adults need mentors as ourselves to do this in order to start putting some of this crime that we've been committing against one another, to stop this stuff.
Yes, ma'am. Well, you know, on tomorrow night.
That's my main concern.
Yes, ma'am. On tomorrow night, there's going to be a State of the Community Action Summit where you're going to have 6 to 7 local organizations that are coming together for a mass town hall meeting. And that's going to be at 1223 North 25th Street at
Mount. Like that.
Yes.
1223 North 25th Street?
Yes, ma'am. Mount Olivet Baptist Church, the Reverend Darrell Husband, the presiding pastor.
Yes, sir.
And that's going to be from 6 to 8 p.m. All are welcome. Everyone who is concerned about the violence and the crime in our community is more than welcome and encouraged to come. But we just want to give everybody a heads up. It's not going to be a gripe session. We're coming and asking you to come with ideas and solutions.
Yes, sir.
We don't want people to come. We already know why we're there. We want to start using our energy and our passion that Reverend Shannon talked about to talk about solutions and put our focus and our energies on how we can improve the quality of life, and heeding Minister Farrakhan's instructions to us in that we are to make our communities decent places to live.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to get back to being where the village, it takes a village to raise a child. We're going to get back to the days where we were our brothers and sisters keepers. We're going to get back to the days where I remember when I was coming up, sometimes I would get 2 and 3 spankings one day, one from my mom, one from Miss Beulah up the street, and one from around the corner. Because the community was so tight that we looked out for each other's children. We've gotten away from it, but we're going to get back to that. So we're encouraging everyone to be with us tomorrow night. I know you'll be there. I know firsthand your love and compassion for your community. So we look forward to seeing you there tomorrow night, okay?
Yes, and I hope that we can all bring some hope to the young adults, because with our experiences, we can give them some strength and some hope.
That's right.
All right.
Thank you, Sister Denise.
I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, see you tomorrow.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Okay, Doc.
Yes.
The 10,000 Fearless.
Yeah, the 10,000 Fearless. We're making a clarion call across the country, really around the globe. Mm-hmm. There are volunteers in New Orleans who are looking to keep peace. Mm-hmm. We have brothers and sisters in Atlanta, local organized committee, stepping up in Washington, D.C., and around the country. And the piece is, we're asking us to step up and make us a priority after the Creator. And we do that. And this is one of the pieces that, and I highly recommend for those of us who want to help our people move forward.
Excuse me, Reverend Shannon, we have a call.
Yes.
Caller, you're on.
Yes, I got a comment, and quite a few comments, if it's okay with you. My name is David, and I'm thinking about, how, first of all, it's a lot of police brutality out there. It seems like to me that, we can go out there and fight in another country as a soldier, we black or Hispanic, but when we come back home, it seems like we don't get treated right. It's just like back in the day, I know you remember when Muhammad Ali he didn't want to go to Vietnam, and, he told them, why should I go there and fight for you when you can't even fight for me home? Then we look at today, and we're talking about how police do brutality, brutality against black men or anybody, really. It's like we don't get respect. Our tax money pay for their salaries. And we don't get no respect. Now, of course, when somebody says stop, it hasn't gone on you, I think we should stop. I think we should, to prevent something from happening, I think we should stop. We should, kind of let's see how it goes. But then let's talk about crime in the neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. We need to stand up. We need to start saying enough is enough.
But David, are you familiar with the State of the Community Action Summit we're having tomorrow night?
No, I don't know. I'm just, I've been in and out of my office, and I've been going out of town a lot. So tell me more about it.
Yeah, on tomorrow night at 1223 North 25th Street, Mount Olivet Baptist Church, there's going to be a State of the Community Action Summit / town hall meeting, and we have 6 to 7 local organizing groups that are going to be sitting. Many of them will be on the panel, and we're going to be talking about resolutions and solutions to the violence, the crime that plagues our community, and what we can do as citizens and caretakers of our community to make our communities decent places to live. Yeah. I know that police brutality is one issue that may come up, but you know as well as I do, no one's going to respect us until we respect ourselves.
Exactly.
So we're going to have to do it.
What time is this happening?
And this is going to be from 6 to 8 p.m. tomorrow night at 1223 North 25th Street.
Yeah, that's Mount Olive, right?
Mount Olivet Baptist Church, that's right. It's 6 p.m. From 6 to 8. All are welcome. There will be refreshments. And I don't know if they're going to have chicken. I know there's going to be refreshments and some light food as well.
Well, I got to be chicken, man.
No, I know. But we would love for you to be there tomorrow night, Brother David.
What is the address?
1223 North 25th Street over in Church Hill.
I know exactly where you're at. But, let me tell you something, man. No time is not like it was back in the day. Back in the day, you had a beef with somebody, you duke it out. Okay? And after that, most of the time, you become friends. You respect each other. But let's talk about crime right now. And let's talk about, now, you look and see, I'm from New York, okay? Me and my wife went to New York maybe a year ago, and I was walking through Brooklyn. Actually, we was in Coney Island. And I noticed it. I said, I don't see no young people with the pants down. It was like, something is wrong. Why I don't see the people, kids with their pants hanging down? And it hit me. I asked one of the kids, I said, let me ask a question, man. Why you don't have your pants down? He said, we don't do that up here. That's something in the South. And it shocked me because I was like, I was never thought about that. You know what I'm saying? But let's look about what make that happen. You notice that a lot of kids out here, they some want to be rappers. And when I was a kid, I probably want to be a salsa singer. I probably want to be a baseball player. We all have dreams. But when we look at what we put out there, as far as you look at rap videos back in the day, maybe before, let's say the 80s, after Cool Modi and all the guys that came out, none of them wore shirts out, pants hanging down.
Brother Dave,
it seems like it's a trend that goes when you see somebody doing something, you want to do the same thing.
But David, we have quite a few more callers on hold.
Okay.
Can we put a pin in it right now and get to some of these other callers?
Man, you go ahead, and I'll see if I can make it there tomorrow.
All right, we're looking forward to having you, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for calling, brother.
All right.
Bye-bye. We are blessed. We actually have the main convener with us tonight. He just joined us, a brother who we mentioned earlier in the program, who's been working behind the scenes, but his work is so strong and so great that he cannot stay in the background forever. We've asked him to be with us tonight. My brother, my friend, one of the co-executive directors for the Greater Richmond Local Organizing Committee, my brother J.J. Minor. And before we get to you, we're going to take a call. Okay. Caller, you're on.
Thank you. Peace and blessings, brother, to you all there
You as well,
tonight.
brother.
And just a quick comment. I was there in Washington, D.C. for 10/10/15. And I heard Minister Farrakhan, as he had previously in the country gone and started establishing the local organizing committees. So I went up on the justiceorelse.com website, and I was so glad to see that the local organizing committees around the country are beginning to make some movement, which shows that 10/10/15 was not just a moment, but it's a movement. And I would like to be a part of that 10,000 fearless.
Yes.
How can I do that?
Well, I'm going to give you a number you can call. You have a pen or a pencil ready?
I do.
Okay. Area code 804.
Okay.
218.
Okay.
0101.
Okay.
And that is the direct number to the 10,000 Fearless hotline.
Okay.
And you can call that number and we'll go ahead and get your name and all your contact information and put you on the list, and you can be one of the 10,000 Fearless here in Richmond, Virginia.
Okay. I've got it. Well, brother, you all continue to do your good works, and I understand that Minister Farrakhan will be speaking at Savior's Day this month. So we wish him the best and you the best. Keep going, doing the good work, brothers. Peace and blessings.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
On that note, our caller, that was a great call, because it actually, we wanted to also let our viewing audience know that in just a matter of less than 2 weeks, we're going to be traveling to, I'm saying Washington, D.C. so much, but Detroit, Michigan, where the Nation of Islam will be having its annual celebration. And of course, as the caller alluded to, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan will be addressing not just America, but the world. And the title, the theme of this year's lecture is Instructions and Guidance Moving Forward. So with that said, we're inviting any and everyone who can make it to Detroit this year to be with us. It is an awesome convention where brothers and sisters from all over America And actually, we have people coming from Africa, Central America, South America,
Wow.
Asia, all over the planet to partake of Savior's Day. So all are welcome. Savior's Day 2016, Detroit, Michigan, this February 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st from Thursday till Sunday. And of course, this is Black History Month.
Yes.
And Savior's Day has always been considered the crowning event of Black History Month.
Right.
We're joined by our brother, J.J. Minor. And JJ, we've been plugging tomorrow night's State of the Community Action Summit.
Right.
You are the visionary behind this. Why don't you just share with the community what you see taking place tomorrow night?
First of all, I'd like to say good evening and thank you all for having me on here. And thank you, Mr. Tracy. Tomorrow, of course, on February the 11th, is an emergency summit, State of the Community, in reference to the violence and the social ills that continue to spread throughout our communities. We're trying to put an end to it or decrease it. We have Coaches Against Violence everywhere that's going to be a part of it. The Greater Richmond L.O.C, Mothers Against Violence, United Communities Against Crime. We have a Heart for the Homeless. Even we have the James River Metropolitan chapter, SCLC, which stands for Southern Christian Leadership Conference. They're going to also be a part of it. We have other organizations that's joining. And tomorrow, it's not just a regular march or a rally. This is about the beginning of putting a plan of action in place and acting on it and activating folks in our communities to boycott community stores that continue to sell crack pipes to our community, who mistreat the community. A lot of food deserts going on.
Yes.
A lot of things contribute to violence as well. So we want to start implementing conflict resolutions in schools, after school programs, leave no parent behind acts. We got a caller? Okay, no problem.
Caller, you're on.
Hey there, I'm just salam alaikum, first of all.
Alaikum salam.
And this is Ed Coleman from Conversations with Ed. Good to see you guys on the air.
I was thinking about you. Good to hear your voice, brother.
Yeah, I'm not where I can actually see the show, but I found out that you guys were going to be on, so I don't know what questions have been asked, but I think I'm going to have to ask you, what do you see that has changed, or what's better or what's worse from what was the benefit of the last march, the Million Man March?
Oh wow, Ed, you've missed so much, but it's okay. I'm going to ask Reverend Shannon and Brother J.J. Minor to just give you a little bit of what's been taking place, the good that has come from the march, and some upcoming action items that are going to take place as well. So, Reverend Shannon.
All right. Thank you for calling, Brother Ed. I miss you as well.
Greetings, that's right.
Yes, sir. We have continued to move forward. We had our regular meetings once a week, up to 10-10-15, and now we are meeting twice a month, the second and fourth Tuesday of each month at Second Baptist Church, 1400 Idlewood Avenue, from 7 p.m. to 8:30. We're usually out about 8:15. And as we just heard from Brother J.J. Minor, we have another town hall meeting coming up on tomorrow in Mount Olivet Church. And also we had the Buy Black Expo, where several persons, vendors, came in with high quality products, and they made a nice piece of change. Also, we have a nice...
that's always a good benefit.
And that's what Black economics is all about.
That's right.
And lastly, then I'll pass the baton to Brother Jay, and he'll continue, is on February the 25th. At 7 p.m., we're going to have another town hall meeting. We'll be going back to Virginia Union campus to have a follow-up town hall meeting from the one that we had before 10-10-15. Brother Jay?
Yeah, I'd just like to say that we're mobilized and we're organized and recruiting. This thing is really growing under the leadership of Minister Louis Farrakhan. All I can say is I'm excited and glad to be a part of it. And that's basically all I have to say about that.
Brother Ed, we want to solicit you and recruit you for the 10,000 Fearless. Minister Farrakhan said that he wanted 10,000 fearless men and women to join with him to help curb the violence in the black community, and also to help us make our communities decent places to live. And if I remember correctly, you are a martial arts master, is that correct?
Really?
Well, I wouldn't say master, but I'm way past amateur. Let's put it like that.
Okay. All right.
I am Sensei Coleman. How can I help?
Well, I'm going to give you a number. I want you to call this number. It's area code 804.
1 minute. Hold on. 804.
804-218.
218.
0101.
0101. Okay, so that's 218-0101.
That's the 10,000 Fearless hotline where people can call in. We'll take their name and their contact information and go ahead and get them signed up to be part of the 10,000 Fearless here in Richmond, Virginia, okay?
That sounds like a winner. Okay, now, does the audience know what the 10,000 Fearless is all about?
They do. We touched on it a couple of minutes ago, so you coming on the tail end. So
that's right. I apologize for that.
No problem. Call that number, and we'll give you all the details and information. But it's for a good cause. It's for the betterment of our community, and I know that you want to be a part of it. Okay, we have some.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. And any other brothers out there that are listening or watching, I can tell you just from past experience, long experience, that these folks, when they say they're about something, and it's usually something very serious and beneficial to the community. So come on, as they say, get on board. You can use a Christian statement to roll with them, okay?
Okay.
Take care.
Thank you, Brother Ed.
You guys, right? And you guys keep it up. Peace.
Thank you.
Thank you. Peace and blessings to you.
Brothers and sisters, as mentioned earlier, we didn't know for sure, but we did say that we would possibly be visited this evening by some of the participants of tomorrow night's event, the State of the Community Action Summit. And a couple of minutes ago, we gave these sisters a big shout out, and they're here. And we want them to speak to you all. A couple of sisters who a few weeks ago came together out of a love and a concern regarding the violence that is in our communities. And from that love and that concern was organized a group called Mothers Against Violence.
Yes.
And also we're here with us. We're also joined by the fourth brother who's co-chairman of the Greater Richmond Local Organizing Committee, executive board member, Brother Charles Willis. And I just want to introduce Sister Shamika and Sister Kim. We were talking about you all a little while ago, and we want you all to talk to the Greater Richmond community about Mothers Against Violence and the role that you all see it playing in our community. So with that said, Sister Kim, you want to start?
Good evening. Mothers Against Violence was started by a group of mothers and one man that showed great concern about the violence that's happening throughout the city. We came together to want to do something and make a change, so we decided that we're going to find solutions. We're going to have a plan, and we're going to implement the plan to try to bring communities back together like they used to be. Our hearts go out to all the mothers that we see crying, losing their children, and the violence has got to stop. And that's our mission. We're going to work hard and diligently with other entities to come up with solutions to stop the violence.
Yes.
Okay. So Shamika, you want to say a few words? You sure? All right. She's not shy, but we want to hear from our brother Charles Willis, who has been working with Mothers Against Violence, but who is also is the lead, the head of United Communities Against Crime. So, Brother Charles.
Yes, first, assalamu alaikum to those in our community, and peace and blessings to all the others, to the great warriors that's sitting here and those that are out there in TV land. It's a pleasure to be here with these young ladies. We just left Sir RJ and DJ Foot at 106.5 The Beat, which blessed us with a great opportunity to talk about what's going on here right now and what's going to take place tomorrow, as well as just the violence and things that's going on in our community. Even last night, there was a double homicide in the city of Richmond, and people are hurting, and people are wanting answers. Prayer is the answer. Definitely prayer is the answer. We have to get everybody to come on the board, come on one accord to pray with us. But God will not have us ignorant neither. He has sent leaders like you all and leaders like those that are among us within our city, and we need to follow instructions. And there are going to be some instructions tomorrow during this summit. We want folks to come with solutions. We know there's many testimonies, but tomorrow is not a day for testimonies. Tomorrow is a day for action plan. And the only way we can act is if we receive instructions, like we receive instructions from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Yes, and that's why we have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and other fearless. And women here, we are all fearless. Everybody you see before us now, fearless. We're tired of it. And we're going to take a stand tomorrow at 6 o'clock tomorrow afternoon at Mount Olivet Baptist Church. And we want to hear your solutions. But guess what? If you don't have any, we have some. Because we have to resolve conflict in a better way. Yeah. We have to implement a plan of action. And we're going to do that.
I just wanted to take a minute as well. I was blessed to be at the initial Mothers Against Violence rally. And one of the things that really struck me was that the number of people who showed up on a Sunday afternoon on really short notice. And Sister Kim,
in the rain,
either you or Sister Shamika can talk about this, but just tell the audience the response that you all got, because this was basically a social media campaign. Is that correct?
Correct. We initially went out on social media to put out that we were having this event, and then the snow came. Yeah. But we had a backup plan already in motion before the snow came, and we all got back on social media and said, hey, it's a change in location. But we have a lot of people that believe in us. And therefore, we are going to continue this journey. We're going to help them so that they can help us to be able to take a stand. And we want people to know that Mothers Against Violence is here. And we're here for the long haul. We've been asked the question over and over, what makes you different than any other organization? Well, I don't know the answer to that. But what I can tell you is we're going to be around for a long time. We're going to hit the pavement. And we're going to get out in the communities, and we're not going to stop until we get results.
Okay. We have a couple of minutes left, and I think the audience need to know that what you see tonight is just two of the sisters from Mothers Against Violence, the initial members, but there's actually 5 of you. Is that correct?
Correct.
And
plus one ball here, guys. One ball here.
Managing, right?
Actually, the business manager is Tamika.
Okay.
Shamika is business manager. And everyone has, not to cut you, but everyone has taken a position. God gives you that instructions, and we all have given, have our instructions, and we take it very serious. I say we because as you all from the nation and folks from the L.O.C. took a stand to stand behind the women. How can we send our women to the first teachers we ever had is the mothers.
That's right.
And they're still teaching us. So what makes Mothers Against Violence unique is that they are teachers. They're the first teachers of any mankind, and that goes forward today. and it's just an honor to have them aboard. It's just an honor to have them aboard.
Well, we got a couple of minutes left, and I would just like for Brother JJ, before we close out with some information from the local organizing committee, Brother JJ, share with us once again what you see taking place tomorrow night with the State of the Community Summit.
Well, I see folks from all across the city, and actually the Richmond region, coming together, trying to make a difference in our community, coming up with a plan of action, solutions, things that we can act on. Of course, we won't be able to solve all the problems in one night, but there are some things that we're going to implement and start doing because of this meeting, and those are the answers I think folks are looking for. We're going to have a panel discussion, then we're going to go into public input, because some of the public may have some solutions as well. So we'll scale them down and target maybe 3 or 4 items, and put those items there, implement it, and get to working. There are so many social ills that's in our community, but violence is something that just continues. They have so many fights in our schools, in the streets, territorial, gangs. These are things that we need to address. I'm also going to challenge the church tomorrow, and also others from any faith community, to get at least 30 to 50 members from your congregation and get them in those communities and start mentoring families. That's going to be my main challenge tomorrow.
For those who would like even more information, is there a number they can call?
Yes, you can call 677-7340. Again, 677-7340. Please come on out tomorrow night. We're going to have refreshments, cookies, punch, cake, water.
What kind of cookies?
We're going to have all kinds of cookies. We're also going to have chicken and beef meatballs, and so we're going to have some. Run into dinner time, so it's going to be a nice affair.
Okay. Well, we're looking forward to it. It's greatly needed,
right?
And it's one more step in the liberation struggle for our people.
There you go.
Reverend Shannon, while we have 2-3 minutes left, could you just give us an update on the local organizing committee?
Yes, sir. Thank you. We meet on the second and fourth Tuesday of each month, from 7 to 8:30. At Second Baptist Church, 1400 Olivet Avenue, and we want everyone to come in. All of the participants from tomorrow will be invited to come, because what we want to do is put ourselves in a position for planning, long-term strategic planning, and we do that together. And that's the purpose of the local organizing committee, to have this a coalition, a communal effort where persons can come together and say, yes, we'll march, we'll have our town hall meeting, but now let's get some think tanks. We got to do a lot of strategic thinking and planning, so that what works in the north, we might need to tweak it for the south, tweak it again for the west, tweak it again for the east. But all of us are going in the same direction, and that means that we're going to be meeting behind the scenes. We won't get all that done in an hour and 15 minutes. But we will have signs, as Brother JJ said, this is to continue to move us forward, and we are determining our own destiny now. And I thank the Creator for that. Thank you. So come one, come all, and God bless you.
Reverend Shannon, is there, for those who are interested in joining the local organizing committee, is there a number they can call?
Yes. They can call, at this point, I'm going to pull out my number, all right? And that's how much I'm engaged in this. 804-337-8882. 804-337-8882.
There you have it. Richmond, we'll see you tomorrow night at 1223 North 25th Street for the State of the Community Summit. Thank you so much for your time. May God continue to bless each and every one of us. Assalamu alaikum.
Peace and blessings. See you there.
See you there.
Man, it's good to see y'all. Special guest.
Brother Shannon, you know